We've got a theme song. I'm so happy about that.
Hi, hello, and welcome to Nerd Jersey. I'm Nicole Herview.
I'm Alex Bond.
Welcome.
That
we
was
have a
the
theme song.
first play of our theme song. We recorded that last week. That was helped by Matt Padrone, who is in my band Map of Rome. He is the founder and namesake for the band, if you didn't notice. And we will be playing in a couple of weeks in New Brunswick at a little spot called the Court Tavern. So I'm excited about that.
I'll probably be there.
I am thrilled with how the theme song turned out. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it, man.
How are you?
Peachy.
Nice.
You got a full-time job.
I got a full-time job. I got an
Congratulations.
offer. I was so annoyed with Fantastic Four that I had to change my whole employment plan.
Wait, what?
No, it's not true at all.
So good. Wait a minute. What?
No, but I'm glad we took the weekend to calm down from that. That was
we needed that.
That was atrocious.
If you didn't already listen to our Fantastic Four review,
don't.
Well, I mean, listen to our review.
But don't go see it.
Don't go see that movie. Please, God, no. But, I just said, I almost want to spend this podcast, this episode, talking about how bad it was.
Again.
I'm not done. When you left at 2 o'clock in the morning, I then talked to my brother about it for another hour and a half. I basically reenacted the movie for him.
Which wasn't hard because
he laughed his ass off.
There was no production value in it. You could have done it.
I think I did.
Shia LaBeouf could have done that whole thing in front of a green screen.
Oh my God, me and Shia LaBeouf. Wow.
Oh boy.
Well, instead, what we're gonna talk about, because there's really nothing more important than this.
No, the timing's perfect.
Because Fear the Walking Dead is happening in a couple weeks, we decided it would be a great idea to discuss our zombie apocalypse plan. Mm-hmm. You're going to hear us, actually, I don't know if you have one in your mind already.
Well, I've got a couple.
Okay, I have one, or I had two, now I have one. But maybe we'll come up with ours. So if this shit happens, at least we're in it together. Yeah. At least we've got one person.
Yeah, there we go.
You know?
Cool.
So that's... All right. What do you got first?
Well, I mean, I've had a couple. So I had a plan that I developed with some friends.
Can I come?
General interest things that would never work out because it requires the use of a blimp. I don't know if we'll get.
Oh my God, that's kind of odd.
The more recent plan was developed with my cohorts at Guitar Center.
Oh, okay.
Because our location is in a strip that includes an AC Moore and a Target.
Oh, screw you.
And used to include a Radio Shack. But generally speaking, now, I don't know if you know this, but at Guitar Center, there's a lot of things that could be considered dangerous weapons. Or things that could be turned into dangerous weapons. You know, you could make some pretty sharp objects out of drumsticks.
You could, yeah.
The repair bench has some surprisingly sharp metal tools, including a huge ruler with a really sharp end on it. I don't know why that's there, but that's kind of my first choice of what I'd grab. But generally the idea is if we all meet up there... Mm-hmm. Now the only real dangerous spot is the 2 glass doors at the front. Everything else is all walled in. There's no glass anywhere else. So we could fortify that pretty easily. And then we just basically... not quite burrow, but, make a big hole that goes into AC Moore and goes through all those buildings into Target. So we can freely move in and out, get food, and just kind of hold out there for a bit. We've got a warehouse full of other things.
We've got a Costco right there.
There's it's across the parking lot. That'd be risky.
I always say that if it started, my first stop is Costco.
Yeah, but so everybody else's. Yeah, it's bulk, but that's where everybody's going. That's
true.
Like making your first stop the gun store, because that's where everybody's going.
Oh, I ain't gonna rely on a freaking gun. What do you think I am, stupid? I will, if I find one, great. But there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna, go out of my way to get a gun.
Because that's where a lot of people will die.
That's where everyone's gonna die. People are gonna be shooting each other for guns.
Yes.
It's not gonna make sense. So, yeah... Maybe the Target is a better place to go.
Target's solid, and just for the fact of we have everything there, our warehouse has shelves we could sleep on. Oh. They're raised, so if anything went wrong...
I'm coming to Guitar Center.
We'd have some... Now, this is only in the event that the apocalypse breaks out in the next week and a half.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I could still make my way back there, but
You
it's
could absolutely
it's a little out of the
make your
way.
back there.
But I feel like it's a solid plan. There's food, there's weapons, there's hiding spots.
Yeah.
You know, it works for now.
That's a good one. I don't hate that. My first one I ever had was, I know pretty much where Norman Reedus is at all times.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I follow him on the Twitter and on the Instagram, and, you know, when in doubt, he's in New York City or he's in Georgia. My plan was to find him and just stand behind him and let him go. Like, let him do whatever he's doing, but just stand behind him because you'll be fine. Then I found out he's nothing like Daryl.
Yeah.
And his plan is to go to, like, a hotel or an apartment building, go to the penthouse / top floor, lock himself in there, and watch South Park until he dies. And then I said, new plan.
Yeah.
New plan.
Yeah, good call.
Because I've realized that the actors who play on The Walking Dead, they've lived through the zombie apocalypse once. Their plan is to just die. Like, all of them are like, no.
In the most pleasant
I'm not
way possible.
doing it again. Yeah. I'm not doing it again. So they're just, like, either going to shoot themselves in the face or barricade themselves in somewhere and wait to starve to death.
Yeah,
like,
and find some realm of happiness and acceptance before you go.
Yeah.
Because everything else is going to be dark and depressing.
And awful. And they've gone through it once. That's the thing. Like, even if they're acting, like, part of the acting process is believing that you're in that situation. So they've been through this already, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So, no.
In the heat of Georgia.
In the heat of Georgia.
Oh.
Now, we're screwed because we're in New Jersey, which is the most densely populated area in the United States.
Part of it, yeah.
/ like, basically the continent.
Well, the general Northeast is pretty...
Well, yeah, but Jersey is the most...
well fucked. It is.
The most densely populated state. So we're fucked.
I've always accepted that and never gave it much thought until I was in Europe and I realized how far apart everybody is and how open the highways are out there.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
The idea for the blimp was basically to maintain altitude and stay off the ground for as long of periods of time as possible.
Yeah.
And just, have enough supplies to only have to come down every once in a while for bare essentials, but to have the means for
a getaway?
Survival, getaway, and repopulation.
Are you fucking kidding me?
In the event that we make it. But now I can't figure out because I'm trying to think, is it better to go to a cold climate or a warm climate? I
think they would freeze to death. Or they would freeze in a cold enough climate they wouldn't be able to move.
That's what I thought, but then I also thought, well, it preserves the decay process so they might last longer. And
that's
the heat,
also true.
It might smell worse, but they'll melt down a bit quicker. But I don't know that for a fact. Yeah,
I don't know. And apparently, according to doctors, I read this article on MTVnews.com, so you know it's accurate. There were doctors that analyzed The Walking Dead, and they said, yeah, that's pretty medically accurate.
Of how they'd look?
No, not how they'd look, but, dealing with, injuries and all that kind of stuff on the show is very accurate.
Okay.
The only thing that they leave out is the smell.
Yeah.
The smell would literally make the air unbreathable, and people would be choking to death constantly. People would be suffocating because of the smell of decay. And I was like, I never thought of that. So my first object that I'm going to grab if this starts to happen is a gas mask. And oxygen masks and stuff like that. And something that people don't know about me, even if they've been in my car. If you've been in my car... in the back seat, there's a baseball bat. And people ask me, why do you have a baseball bat in your car? And I say, just in case. And they take that as just in case there's, like, a burglar, in case I'm, like, assaulted in some way. No, the answer is just in case there's a zombie apocalypse. I have my baseball bat. Because my weapon of choice is baseball bat with barbed wire wrapped around it.
Ooh.
That's my weapon. That's all I need.
It's a metal bat, right?
Yes.
So you can't drive spikes through it.
No, I can't drive spikes through it, but I'm going to get some barbed wire.
That's actually solid.
and that's my weapon.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna learn how to throw knives. That's my plan.
There you go.
And just have like a belt of knives, because they don't run out.
Nope.
You know,
as long
like
as you retrieve them again.
You carry them, and like that's it. It's not like a gun where you're carrying a gun and you're carrying bullets and you're carrying shells and you're losing bullets every time you try to defend. No, fuck that. Knives and a bat.
Well, I'm pretty sure on the show Daryl's gotten by in like 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't know how he's done that.
Because he always gets them back.
I guess, yeah, you're right, and I've seen him get it back a lot. But
Same
I mean, in like when the in season 2 when the barn goes down, like when the farm. If you got a herd like that, how in the name of God do you plan to survive with just a crossbow? That's why he's got all those knives too.
Right.
He's got really one knife, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's a big knife.
It's not big for. I want one of those.
That's a Crocodile Dundee knife right there.
Yeah, no. We have some big knives in my kitchen. I'd probably just use those until I found better ones.
It's also having the mind and the restraint to do just enough to clear a hole and get out.
That's true.
You're not trying to kill all of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Just enough to get yourself to some way of safety.
You could go Tyrese and have a hammer.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad. I'd just grab literally everything in my dad's like toolbox area. Like he's got a workbench kind of thing. I just grab almost everything. Like screwdrivers have proved pretty useful. Stuff like that.
I dated a girl in high school whose dad was a cop, and he one day just asked me, he's like, I've got a zombie plan. Do you have one? And I didn't have one at the time.
Oh.
But his involved a pretty extensive armory that he would have had on hand, given that he was
a cop.
Yeah, at one point.
Rick Grimes.
And that was probably the first moment that I wasn't totally terrified of him.
Oh.
Yeah. That was kind of the most honest and open conversation we had at that time.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good moment.
My neighbors are 2 phenomenally wonderful state troopers. 2 of the kindest people you'll ever meet. But I can see them also, doing their job and being a little scary if they gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
But 2 of the nicest people ever. So I would go over there and be like, can I have one gun? Just to have it,
Just in case.
Just in case. Like, I'd carry it and, like, the bullets in it. I'd make sure it was loaded and, the safety was on, and that'd be it. And I'd just have it. You know what I mean? Be like, give me a handgun. That's all I need. I don't need more than that, like, just in case.
I don't think anybody does.
I'm not. Well, I mean, you see on The Walking Dead, they got the big, like, rifles. And I'm like, why are you carrying that? Like, I don't understand. But,
unless you're good with it, which takes a lot of practice. Mm-hmm. General population can't handle more than a pea shooter.
Yeah. I mean, I've never shot a gun in my life either, so I don't know what I would... I'd take, like, maybe...
I've shot rifles. I'm not good at them.
Yeah.
I have no accuracy whatsoever.
I feel like under pressure, maybe I'd be able to shoot someone.
Or under pressure, you wouldn't.
Or under pressure, I'd shoot myself in the face by accident.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what
There's
I would
really
do.
no in
that's
between
why
there. It's
I know I know how to use a bat. Because I played softball and t-ball, like literally since I could hold a bat, I played softball.
Well, it doesn't require accuracy; it just requires.
Yeah, no, but I know how to swing enough to actually do some damage.
Oh yeah.
Like I know how to swing a bat properly and what the balance of it. It's like an extension of my arm. Like most of the time, the bat I understand, and knives. Everyone's used a knife. Come on, not for those means, but if you cook, you use a knife.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat food, you've used a knife. You know what I mean?
So you know how to keep it sharp enough to utilize.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know I'm dealing with weapons I can wield as opposed to some idiot who doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Correct.
Because I don't know what I'm doing with a gun, but I'd still like to have one, just in case. So that's my first stop is my neighbors, just to be like, I have one gun. Please,
now, what's your thought on taking on groups of people if you find survivors that are in need of help? Do you help them and leave them on their own? Do you help them and bring them along? Do you ignore them and let nature sort itself out?
Depends. Early on, I feel like people are going to be more trusting because we're not at that point where we've seen some shit and we're just done with people.
That's a fair thought.
So in the beginning, I'd be a little more open to building my core group. I think at the beginning, the more people you got, the better you're going to be. But once you start losing those people, I think once your group starts to dwindle, you get to a certain point where it's like, okay, we need bodies, and then you're kind of more open to it. I feel like it's a constant, like, repeating bell curve of, like, I need people, I don't. I need people, I don't.
Gotcha.
And because I tend to be a decent judge of character, I feel like that would carry over better, and I'd know when to back up and when to get involved. You know, like, I kind of know who to trust and who to not. And I mean, I'm literally just referring to The Walking Dead when I say this, but I always know who's trustworthy and who's not on that show. Immediately. Like, I mean, a lot of people can say that because they frame it in a certain way, but there are just people that I knew I trusted and people I knew I didn't. Like, and even ones that have surprised you. Like, I feel like a lot of people were wary of Tara. Her name's Tara, right?
Tara, yeah.
Yeah, people were a little wary of her. Like, oh my god, she was with the governor. How do you trust her? But I was like, I'm in with this chick immediately. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just kind of know who to trust and who to not. So, I feel like I'd be okay with that. And it depends on the vibes that person is giving off.
Right.
You know, I have a decent bullshit detector. So I hope
so
that
you
would
get
work.
you get your group. Do you hunker down in one spot? Do you
move
roam?
constantly?
You move constantly.
You move constantly. You can't, like, that's another thing. Like, if you see a convenience store or drug store that's overrun, don't bother. Just keep going, because if you move enough and you stick through it enough, you're gonna run into another one. Like, follow the water. Like, water flows towards civilization always. So just, if you're in the woods, do that. But I would maybe set up camp for 1 or 2 nights tops.
Right.
Like, if we needed to, like, chill for 2 seconds because we were all tired and our supplies were decent and we didn't have to move, maybe 2 nights. But odds are, from what I understand, as if we've been observing zombies for years, roamers can catch your scent and follow you, and if you let them catch up, that's bad, you know? So I would assume that if I had a decent enough size group, someone's going to catch on and be following us, and I don't want anyone to catch up. You know what I mean? Also, if another group's tracking you, that's not good either.
Nope.
So you want to be constantly moving and changing direction as often as you possibly can, like, unless you're looking for supplies, then you want to move in a straight line.
So do you move toward a big population area, or do you branch out to a smaller...
I would go west immediately.
Okay.
Towards the heartland. You know, where there's farms and shit. And less people, obviously. But the other alternative is go east, which for us is the ocean.
Try and hit the water and find an island.
Find an island.
Mm-hmm.
That's my plan,
that would be my go-to would be...
Find a boat.
Yeah.
And go. Like... My dad's boss has a boat. I'd be like, yo, let's go. Like, that's where I'd be going.
One of my best friend's dad has a boat in Atlantic Islands.
There you go. Let's go to Highlands. There you go. Can you sail? I don't know how
far out. I can't. She can.
Oh, there you go. So she's in the group.
So she's in.
Okay.
But she's moving to D.C.
Oh, shite.
So...
They're
really
screwed.
Just hijacking a boat.
Yeah. All the cities are screwed. Once that starts, if you're in a city, you're done.
Population density again.
Exactly.
It's a problem.
That's why, like, on that show, and they're like, everyone's going to Atlanta. I was like, why? Why would everyone go to one place? Like, the second they're like, we're going to have care center, I'm going to be like, absolutely not. I'm like, no. If the town starts being, like, evacuated, I'm going the other way. Like...
Now, I like to think that I know who I'm looking for, too, in terms of, like, get 1 or 2 people and go. But communication's going to be fucked.
Exactly. So, that's why you need to have, like,
am I wrong for thinking
route.
I just get in my Jeep and run and just...
I mean, here's my deal. Let's not say it on the podcast, but I think we need to come up with a place.
Yeah.
Like, this is where we go.
True.
And this is how much time you've got to get there. And we're going to go from there. You know? But I'm not going to tell everyone because I love everyone who listens to our podcast, but you're not invited. Like, not all of you are invited. Like, no. There are some of you that will be.
Well, there
How
go
old
some
you are.
followers.
Huh?
Well, there go some followers.
Dude, come on. They don't want us either. What do? We sit here and we talk about stuff. We
I
don't
know.
actually take action. We're the kind of people you don't want in your group.
No, I'm not much of a worker or a runner or a swinger. I can probably forage. I can probably scurry away pretty
I
well.
can scurry. I like to think I could hunt. You know?
I like to think I've got the mind and the mouth for uniting people.
Yeah. Yeah, that. I think I'm a decent strategist.
Mm-hmm.
I think under pressure I could fight.
I mean, that's just an instinctual thing. You could definitely.
Well, yeah, fight or flight.
Yeah.
You know. I've been known to be able to run when, motivation presents itself.
You got that app, don't you?
Oh, I deleted it. It was taking up too much room on my phone.
That
Isn't
makes
that
sense.
sad?
Yeah. Oh, I've been there. I've had to delete things.
It was really upsetting. Zombies run. I mean, it was pretty
That's a
cool.
good idea.
It was brilliant. It was too much space on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so much. And I have too much music, so it was like...
I don't even have music. I've got all these pictures from Europe taking up my... And I don't really know what to do with them.
Put them on
I'm
your
pretty
computer.
sure they're on my computer.
Yeah.
But in the event that backup got kind of fucked, I don't know.
This is what we're talking about when we're discussing the zombie apocalypse.
Well, it's not like it's impending.
Those aren't gonna
This isn't
matter.
an urgent... All right, we're recording this podcast as they're trying to get in upstairs. It's not like that's happening.
Okay, well, here's our plan. See that vacuum over there? I'm going to hit them over the head with it. The chairs? Forget it. They're done.
We've got some mic stands.
We do have some mic stands. I got some balls, basketballs.
That's not going to do a whole lot.
They're foam.
That's going to do nothing.
Trying to look around. We got pool cues. We got pool cues. They're
That's a
around
good
the
call.
corner.
Yep.
We have baseball bats over in the corner. They're
Yes,
all
we do.
signed, but
I don't think nostalgia and memorabilia
No, it won't.
count.
No,
in
it'll
the
be like,
apocalypse.
I am hitting someone with my Derek Jeter baseball bat.
Yeah,
like, it's
no
not
one's,
gonna matter.
no one's like, my Sandy Koufax rookie card, oh no!
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know what you just said. I know rookie card. I heard
That's
rookie card.
really the important part.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if it's a signed baseball bat, who cares?
No, I'm gonna use it. Actually, I would channel Derek Jeter and be like, I'm gonna hit this dude's head off so hard.
Yeah, cheats.
Yay. So that's what I've got. Do you got anything else? Any other plans?
No. Other than that, just make it up as I go along. Find enough
Yeah.
supplies.
I feel like you can't have a plan except an escape plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta
Because
have
everything is like minute to minute. Okay, well
Yeah.
that's out. Do I have a plan B? Probably not.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of think on your feet. Like, think about how many times
I'm good at that.
in zombie movies and zombie shows they're like, okay, we're gonna do this thing, and then something goes horribly wrong, and they're like, oh shit. And the people who can think on their feet and get themselves out are the ones who survive, and everybody else is fucked. You know? You gotta be able to go with it. You can't. The best laid plans, man.
Mm-hmm.
Best laid plans of mice and men.
I got it.
Yeah.
I knew where you were going with it.
Okay, good.
I'm just not going to be one of those people that tries to find greater meaning in everything that's going on.
Yeah.
There are some who will hold themselves up in churches and try and find an understanding.
Nah,
and
I'm just going for it.
There are some who will just barricade in their own homes and try and ride it out, but
There ain't no riding this shit
just
out.
gotta go.
Do you think the government's ready for that? If it happens, they're gonna be like, "Oh,
No,
God."
I'm pretty sure the government has a zombie plan.
Well, they have a zombie plan for themselves.
Yes,
I don't
it's a
think they're
self-serving
gonna
zombie plan. No, it's
help
not a... No.
us. That might be pessimistic.
They would probably enact some kind of evacuation that would be similar or the exact same as a hurricane or tsunami.
Yep.
But beyond that, no, they've probably got a contingency for where they hide their important people, but that's it.
Yep. Until the world gets better. And
Right.
Then it won't. And then it won't.
Unless it's the kind of thing with,
CDCs are gonna go down, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
This has been fun.
All right, so we're gonna introduce a new segment, real quick. It's called iPodawan. I'm just gonna let that sink in for 5 seconds.
Until somebody complains about that.
Yeah. Until someone. Yeah. I don't know if it's iPadawan or iPodawan. I get the iPod thing, but
It might be something different next week.
It could be something different next
The
week.
general idea is we create a 4 to 5. 4 to 5?
4 to 5.
4 to 5
3
song.
at least. If you don't got 3, I'm disappointed in you.
That's half-assed. I got a week to do this.
Exactly.
4 to 5 songs that would be on a certain
Fictional characters playlist.
Like their 5 go-to songs.
Right. You go first.
Oh man.
We're challenging each other. So
I'm gonna come up with a character for Nicole, and Nicole's gonna come up with a character for me, and next week we will convene
and present
what we have.
Yeah.
So I will say.
If you say the person I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be really pissed.
No, it's probably not gonna be the person you're gonna say. I challenge you to come up with 5 songs that. I guess in keeping with today's theme, Carl Grimes.
Oh my God in heaven! I got Carl. Okay.
You get Carl.
Well, you've got Glenn.
All right.
I was gonna go Daryl, but I was like, that's too easy.
Yeah, no.
It's way too easy. And then Rick, we actually got a bit of Rick's kind of music. That one episode when he's farming and he's got an little earbuds in. No.
All right, I got Glenn.
You got Glenn. I've got Carl.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord,
all right.
When you said keeping in today's theme, I was like, no. Don't you dare.
No, you got Carl.
Okay. Oh. How do I do that? He doesn't know music.
You don't know that.
He was like 10 when the shit hit the fan. What am I gonna do? Oh, okay, I'll figure it out. Damn it.
I'm willing to extend this out to not necessarily what they would listen to, but what should they listen to? What's a good,
Okay, so if you dropped Carl in this world right now, even with his whole Walking Dead experience, if you were just like, come here for a second, and you put him in our world, what would he like?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, something that keeps with that character.
Oh my God, my brain's moving. Okay,
I know.
I got it.
You got already?
Yeah, I got some stuff already, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
No, this is for next week.
Exactly.
Because now you're making me feel bad. I gotta go study.
Yeah.
Gotta get on Spotify and just.
I literally just looked at my little Spotify icon and I was like, "It's you, my friend." Oh my Lord.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
This will be fun.
Yeah.
Until next time.
For Nerd Jersey, this has been Nicole Herview.
This has been Alex Bond.
Reminding you always to wear your nerd jersey with pride.